Picture this. You're standing in the security line at JFK, LAX, or even a smaller hub like Denver International, heart pounding as the TSA officer pulls your carry-on off the belt for a full hand search. The line behind you stretches forever. People are staring, and your flight to Europe or the West Coast is boarding in 20 minutes. That knot in your stomach? It's completely avoidable. Most travelers don't get flagged for obvious prohibited items like knives or liquids over 3.4 ounces. They get pulled aside for innocent packing mistakes that light up every red flag in the TSA's playbook and in the systems used by global partners from Europe, ECAC, to Asia and the Middle East. These 11 universal errors trigger extra screening, pat-downs, back dumps, and swab tests almost every single time, turning a quick checkpoint into a 15 to 45-minute ordeal. Today, we're breaking down each one in detail so you can walk through security like a seasoned pro, whether you're flying domestic on Delta or American or connecting internationally. And make sure you stay until the very end for mistake number 1, the single biggest reason bags get flagged worldwide in 2026. And it's one of the easiest fixes you'll ever hear. Let's get into it and make sure your next trip through any U.S. airport is smooth sailing.
Unmarked or transferred containers. The unknown substance red flag. That smart space-saving trick of decanting shampoo, conditioner, vitamins, or supplements into generic travel bottles, it's the #1 reason TSA agents pull bags for manual inspection. TSA's CT scanners and X-ray machines can't peer through opaque plastic or unlabeled containers. They see dense, mysterious blobs with no context. The system is programmed to assume the worst. Could that be a liquid explosive, chemical agent, or unidentified powder? In 2026, with heightened global threats, protocols are stricter than ever. ICAO standards, which the U.S. follows and shares with international partners, mandate extra screening for any unidentified substance. A swab test or explosive trace detection ETD machine gets deployed and your bag is flagged. Real examples that trigger it constantly. Prescription pills move to a weekly organizer or unmarked pill bottle. Turmeric, curry powder, or matcha transferred to a Ziploc. Bright color plus fine texture equals explosive mimic on scanners. Protein powder or baby formula in generic tubs. Face cream or lotion in solid-colored jars. Opaque equals automatic unknown liquid. The problem escalates internationally. What looks like harmless white powder in the U.S. might raise alarms at Heathrow or Dubai during connections. Even common U.S. items like melatonin, OTC here, can be prescription only in parts of Europe. TSA agents see thousands of bags daily. They have zero time to guess. If it's not clearly labeled in original packaging, it's a problem. Fix. Keep everything in original, clearly labeled bottles and packaging whenever possible. If you must transfer, use transparent containers and print adhesive labels. Shampoo, 100 milliliters, vitamin D, 5,000 IU. Security experts call this the grandmother test. If your grandma couldn't instantly identify what's inside, neither can TSA. Pro tip, for powders over 12 ounces, 350 milliliters, TSA often requires them to be checked or declared up front. Keep them under that limit and carry on. Always declare medical liquids, e.g. larger contact solution, at the checkpoint. They are exempt from 311 if medically necessary.
10. Outfit and accessories that trigger body scanners. Body scanners, millimeter wave and backscatter, are now standard at major U.S. airports, and they flag anything that doesn't look like a normal human body. Common triggers: oversized metal belt buckles, underwire bras, steel-toed work boots, boots with metal shanks for arch support, chunky jewelry, thick leather belts, heavy zippers on jackets, or even layered dense fabrics, wool coats, thick denim. Thick-soled shoes or orthotics can also alert the system. The density reads as an anomaly. Even hairstyles like tight buns or elaborate updos have historically flagged. Agents had to pat down hair to check for hidden items. Why? Scanners detect density differences and metallic content. Multiple small metal items or bulky layers create clutter that the machine can't resolve, forcing a secondary pat down or hand wand. Airports like Atlanta, ATL, Chicago O'Hare, ORD, and Los Angeles, LAX, are especially sensitive due to high traffic and advanced scanner calibration. Fix. Dress for speed. Yoga pants or leggings, a simple t-shirt or light hoodie, slip-on sneakers or loafers, minimal jewelry. Leave the statement necklace at home. TSA officer insider tip: the uniform that breezes through. Leggings, tee, slip-ons. No metal, no bulk. Remove belts, watches, and jackets before reaching the scanner if possible. Bonus, if you wear religious items, e.g. hijab, turban, inform the officer politely. They are trained to handle respectfully with private screening options.
9. Tangled jewelry. Spaghetti masses that mimic explosive wiring. Your favorite necklaces, bracelets, and chains, when tangled in a drawer or bag, create what security calls spaghetti masses on X-ray screens. Different metals, gold, silver, costume, produce varying densities and weird shadow patterns that look eerily similar to detonator wiring or improvised device components. This isn't just a US issue. ECAC in Europe, CAA in other regions, and Gulf airports flog the exact same tangled clusters. Story: travelers have watched agents untangle family heirlooms, pearls mixed with chains, in full view of the line, humiliating and time-consuming. Fix: prevent tangling with simple hacks. Thread necklaces through a drinking straw, keeps them straight. Store rings or earrings in a weekly pill organizer. Wrap bracelets or watches around a rolled-up sock. Pro tip: keep jewelry in a clear, organized pouch at the top of your carry-on. Snap a quick photo of your packing layout. If TSA needs to inspect, you can repack exactly as before in seconds, instead of dealing with a knot at your hotel.
8. Buried electronics, creating massive blind spots on scanners. Laptops, tablets, e-readers, and power banks are dense blocks of circuitry and lithium batteries. They appear as solid block masses on X-ray. When buried under clothes or other items, they create huge blind spots, obscuring whatever is underneath. TSA scanners need a clear line of sight. Buried electronics force a manual dig to verify safety. Even with TSA pre-check or clear, a buried device can negate the benefit and pull your bag. International variation. Some airports require removal of all large electronics. US rules are consistent but strict on visibility. Fix: dedicate the top layer of your carry-on to electronics. Use checkpoint-friendly laptop bags that unzips flat for the belt. Pack order: electronics first, 311 liquids bag, shoes, clothes. Pro tip: remove shoes last at the checkpoint. Prevents forgetting expensive devices in gray bins. Happens daily.
7. Overpacked and overstuffed bags, the opacity problem that blinds scanners. Stuffing your carry-on to bursting point is a classic rookie move and one of the most common causes of secondary searches. When there's no empty space, items compress into unidentifiable blobs. TSA scanners rely on separation and contrast. Dense packing creates opacity where nothing is clear. Result: agents must unpack everything to get a clean scan. Fix: leave 20–25% empty space. Pack like a bookshelf, layers, not crammed. Business traveler example: one frequent flyer went from 18-minute average delays to under 4 minutes by simply leaving breathing room. Pro tip: test pack at home. If you have to sit on the bag to close it, repack lightly. 6. Country-specific and international variations. What's okay in the US can cost you abroad. The same item that's fine in the US can get you fined, detained, or arrested at your destination. Examples: melatonin, OTC here, prescription only in the UK, Europe. Power bank wattage limits, some Asian countries cap at 100 watts without approval. High zoom cameras or GPS devices may need permits. Food, fresh apple or sandwich, that's a $500 plus biosecurity fine in Australia or New Zealand. Soil on hiking boots is detention. UAE, controlled substance prescriptions require advanced government approval. Fix: research via the US State Department website or Airline International Desk 48 hours before. Call your carrier for practical on-the-ground advice. 5. Liquids, gels, and semi-solids definition differences. 311 or 100 milliliter rule is standard, but definitions vary wildly. Bar soap over 100 grams can count as liquid in some European agencies. Tins of sardines, thick hair gels, honey, jam, peanut butter, certain candles equal flagged. Snow globes equal liquid worldwide, any size. Gel shoe inserts, slushy frozen items equal no. Japan is gel strict. Australia biosecurity is intense. Fix:
Put all questionable items, creams, pastes, gels, in your clear 1-quart liquids bag at the top. Ask officers, any destination-specific liquid restrictions?
4. Food and carry-on, scanner blobs plus biosecurity penalties. Dense, pasty foods, peanut butter, cheese spreads, hummus, appear as suspicious blobs. Layered sandwiches, salads create confusing overlaps. International biosecurity. Fresh produce, meat, dairy prohibited in many countries. Fines $500 plus in Australia and NZ. Seeds in granola bars can violate rules. Fix. Research destination restrictions. Buy food after arrival if in doubt. Stick to solid, non-dense snacks. 3. Buried documents. Passport chip becomes a mystery rectangle. Passport chip equals dense rectangle on X-ray. Buried under clothes, electronics equals flagged for inspection. Digging delays lines and draws attention. Fix. Use exterior pocket or top clear folder for passport, boarding pass, forms. 2-pocket system, essentials versus secondary docs. 3. Buried documents. Passport chip becomes a mystery rectangle. Passport chip equals dense rectangle on X-ray. Buried under clothes, electronics equals flagged for inspection. Digging delays lines and draws attention. Fix. Use exterior pocket or top clear folder for passport, boarding pass, forms. 2-pocket system, essentials versus secondary docs.
2. Messy cables and chargers, bird's nest scanning chaos. Tangled cables create overlapping densities, shadows, blind spots. Different cable types, USB-C versus Lightning versus power cords, equal weird patterns. Fix. Switch to USB-C where possible. Use Velcro straps to coil separately. Clear electronics pouch at the top. Powders and unmarked powders, the #1 global flagging trigger. Protein powder, baby formula, makeup powder, vitamins in unmarked containers equals massive red flag. Scanners can't distinguish harmless powder from explosives without testing. Over 12 ounces, 350 milliliters, often extra screening or checked bag required. Unmarked or transferred equals automatic swab or testing. Turmeric, matcha, or colored supplements flag more often. Fix. Original sealed or labeled packaging. Transfer. Clear containers plus printed labels. Keep under 350 milliliters and carry on.